Let's look at Chapter 7, Lesson 9 Review. For the geometry section, we're going to name the triangle that is described by the statement. Write the letter or letters if it's a couple. Number 1, all sides are congruent. So we need to figure out scalene, isosceles, and equilateral. Well, I know in scalene, 0 sides are congruent. In isosceles, these 2 sides, so only 2 sides are congruent. In equilateral, I know all 3 sides are congruent. So all sides are congruent would be an equilateral, which is letter C. The triangle has 3 angles. Well, I know that all triangles have 3 angles because there's 3 lines, and where they meet are their angles. So A, B, and C. Remember your commas when you make a list. Number 3, there is at least one pair of congruent sides. Okay, so I know scalene has 0. Isosceles has 2 sides that's congruent, so that's 1 pair. And equilateral has 3 sides. So having at least one pair of congruent would be letter B and C. We're going to find the area of each smaller part, and then we're going to add it up together to find the whole figure's area. So first off, we have different arrays. For number 4, we have letter A, which is a 4 by 4. I know that that's 16. And then letter B is a 4 by 7, which would be 28. Go ahead and write those in. Show your work so I know how you got your answer. C is a 3 by 4, which is 12. And I know that letter D is a 3 by 7, which would be 21. Now I'm going to use that information to find out how much there is altogether. I could either add up 16 plus 28 plus 12 plus 21, or I could multiply how many rows by how many columns there are. And I know that there's going to be 7 rows, and then for columns I have 4 plus 7, which would be 11, which would be 7 times 11 in order to find out the whole area. I know 7 times 11 is 77. Check your work by adding up all the different boxes. So what's 16 plus 28 plus 12 plus 21? See if I'm correct with 77 square units. For number 5, you're doing the same thing. Go ahead and mark off each one. So for letter E, I have a 2 by 10. For letter G, I have a 3 by 10. For letter F, I have a 2 by 11. And I have a 3 by 11. So for letter E, I have 2 times 10, which is 20. For letter F, I have 2 times 11, which is 22. For letter G, I have 3 times 10, which is 30. And for letter H, I have 3 by 11, which is 33. You can go ahead and add these up, or I could do a 5 by 21 to see if I get the same answer. But I know that it's going to be 2 plus 3 is 5. I have 2 plus 2, which is 4, and 3 plus 3, which is 6, so I know that's 10. So 105. I also know if I checked my answer that I would get 11 plus 10, which is 21, times 2 plus 3, which is 5. And I know 21 times 5 is 105 square units. Remember to show your work so I know how you got your answers. If you don't have work, you don't have any credit.